How are you guys? Welcome to my channel HD Coins World. You can become a millionaire overnight if you have these old rare coins. Let's start. Hey there, coin collectors and history enthusiasts. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a fascinating piece of American numismatic history, the 1983 United States 5-cent coin, better known as the nickel. But wait, before you think this is just any regular nickel, hold on to your hats, because we're about to reveal a jaw-dropping story that could turn your coin collection upside down. While most of us think of nickels as just pocket change, there's a rare and elusive 1983 nickel that has been known to fetch an absolutely staggering amount of money. If you're a coin collector or simply love learning about hidden treasures, you won't want to miss this. Let's first get a bit of background. The United States 5-cent coin, or the nickel, has been in circulation since 1866. Its design has evolved over the years, but by 1983, it was still using the classic Jefferson nickel design, featuring a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his home, Monticello. On the reverse point, 1983 was an interesting year for coinage in the United States. The U.S. Mint was producing millions of coins, including the 5-cent nickel. But something unusual happened with a very small batch of these 1983 nickels. These were no ordinary coins. They had a tiny, yet incredibly significant, flaw. Enter the 1983 D nickel. In most cases, this coin is worth no more than 5 cents, as it was mass-produced at the Denver Mint. However, during the minting process, a few extremely rare 1983 nickels were struck on copper planchets instead of the usual copper-nickel alloy. That's right, these coins were accidentally made with the wrong metal. These copper-struck nickels are now considered one of the most sought-after errors in modern American coinage. The error is so rare that finding one is like searching for a needle in a haystack. While most people never even realized that a simple mistake like this was made, a few sharp-eyed collectors did, and the rest, as they say, is history to S.O. Why are these error coins so valuable? To understand that, let's break it down. When a coin is struck on the wrong planchet, it means that the coin doesn't meet the expected specifications. In the case of these 1983 copper-struck nickels, the metal composition is different, and collectors know that such errors are rare, extremely rare. Because of this, the price of these nickels skyrockets in the numismatic world. Coin collectors, auction houses, and investors alike have been on the lookout for these particular 1983 D nickels, knowing that their value could be sky-high. Now, here's the part that will truly blow your mind. While a regular 1983 D nickel is worth, well, 5 cents, the rare copper version has been known to sell for an unbelievable amount of money. In fact, one such coin recently sold for a jaw-dropping price, and that price is $1,600,000. Yes, you heard that right. $1,600,000. That's the kind of value these rare error coins can command when they come up for auction. So, if you happen to have a 1983 nickel lying around, it might be worth taking a closer look, but don't get too excited just yet. The chances of finding one of these rare copper-struck 1983 nickels are incredibly slim. However, if you're an avid coin collector, it's worth keeping your eyes peeled at garage sales, estate sales, or online coin auctions where these coins sometimes pop up. Now, you might be wondering how to identify one of these rare coins if you come across it. The most important clue is the color of the coin. Copper nickel coins have a silvery appearance, while copper coins have a reddish hue. If your 1983 nickel has a reddish tint, it could be the jackpot coin. Another key point is the weight. Copper coins are slightly heavier than regular nickel coins. If you're really serious about identifying error coins, investing in a scale to weigh them might help. So, there you have it. The 1983 nickel may look like just another ordinary coin, but for some lucky collector, it could be a gold mine. These rare copper-struck error coins have proven to be worth more than most people could ever imagine. So, next time you dig through your change jar or go through a coin roll, remember, you might just be holding on to a tiny treasure worth more than a car or even a house. Who knew a simple 5-cent piece could turn into a small fortune, right? Hey there, coin collectors and curious treasure hunters. Today, we're diving into a hidden gem from the United States, the 1984 5-cent coin, commonly known as the nickel. You may think it's just a simple coin you can find in your pocket change, but what if I told you that this humble little coin could actually be worth a fortune? Stick around, because what you're about to discover could change the way you look at your pocket change forever. But first, let's talk about how this coin became one of the most sought-after rare coins in America. At first glance, the 1984 nickel might not look any different from the thousands of others that were minted that year. In fact, it looks almost identical to the classic Jefferson nickel design we've seen since 1938. On the obverse, we have a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States. On the reverse, you'll see Monticello, Jefferson's iconic home in Virginia. Every year, the U.S. Mint produces billions of nickels, but most of them remain relatively low in value, just 5 cents. But here's where things get interesting. While most 1984 nickels are worth, well, just 5 cents, a small number of them were produced with a major mistake. And this mistake is what has caused these coins to skyrocket in value. These rare 1984 nickels were struck with an error, a double die obverse. This means that the image of Jefferson, as well as the date and the word liberty, were stamped twice, giving the coin a noticeable and unusual doubling effect. It's this doubling that makes these coins incredibly rare and highly desirable among collectors. When you compare a regular 1984 nickel to one with the double die error, it's easy to spot the difference. The extra layer of detail on the doubled elements is quite distinct, and it's the reason why these coins are so sought after. Now that we know what makes these 1984 nickels so special, let's talk about the money. You might be wondering, how much is one of these error coins actually worth? And while the value of these coins can vary depending on their condition, some of them have been known to fetch staggering prices. Over the years, several of these double-die 1984 nickels have sold at auction for thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. In fact, some examples of the coin have sold for up to $40,000. But that's not even the highest price. One particular example of a 1984 double-die nickel, in pristine condition, sold for a jaw-dropping $1.40 million. That's right, folks. One rare 1984 nickel was sold for a whopping $1,400,000. It's one of the highest prices ever paid for a US 5-cent coin. And to think, you might have one of these rare nickels sitting in your change jar right now. How can you spot one of these rare coins? It's all about that double die error. First, carefully examine the date 1984 and the word liberty on the obverse side. If you notice any doubling or extra thickness in the letters or numbers, congratulations, you might have a coin worth thousands or even millions. Remember, condition is key. The more pristine the coin, the more valuable it will be. Collectors are looking for coins that have been kept in excellent condition, free from scratches, wear, or discoloration. The 1984 double-die nickel is proof that sometimes, even the most ordinary items can have extraordinary value. Who knew that a simple coin worth 5 cents could turn into a million-dollar treasure? So, the next time you're sorting through your change, remember to keep an eye out. You could be holding onto a rare piece of history. You never know what might be hiding in your pocket change. $2 million. The hidden treasure in your pocket change. Hello, coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters. You might be thinking, it's just a 5-cent coin, right? But wait, what if I told you that a 1988 US 5-cent coin could be worth over $1 million? Yes, you heard that right. This ordinary nickel from 1988 could be hiding a serious treasure. Stick around, because today, we're going to uncover the mystery behind the 1988 US nickel and why it could be worth a small fortune. Let's start with the basics. Most of us are familiar with the 1988 5-cent coin. It features the well-known portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello, his home, on the reverse. It's part of the standard Jefferson nickel series that has been in circulation since 1938. But here's the thing, while most 1988 nickels are worth just 5 cents, there's something very special about a few rare examples from that year. And I'm not talking about a simple collector's item or a rare minting. This coin has the potential to make you a millionaire. So, what makes a 1988 nickel worth more than the price of a cup of coffee? It all comes down to a very rare, very specific error that occurred during the minting process. Some 1988 nickels were struck with a double die obverse. That's a fancy term for when the design is stamped twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect in the image and text. If you look closely at the date, the word liberty, or even the motto, E pluribus unum, you'll notice an extra layer of detail. The text appears to be doubled or stretched. This isn't a design feature. This is a mistake, a very rare minting error, and it's the reason why these coins are worth far more than just 5 cents. Now, let's talk about the big question. How much is this rare 1988 double die nickel worth? Well, the value depends on a few factors: the severity of the doubling, the condition of the coin, and most importantly, whether or not the coin has been graded by a professional numismatic service. Most double die 1988 nickels can fetch several $1,000s, but there's one particular example that broke records at an auction. One of these coins, in almost perfect condition, sold for a staggering price that left collectors and coin experts alike in awe. That's right. One rare 1988 double die nickel was sold for an eye-watering price of $1,200,000. $1.20 million. Now, you're probably wondering, how can I find one of these rare 1988 nickels? The first thing to remember is that these error coins are incredibly rare. But the good news is, you can still come across one if you know what to look for. Start by examining the date, 1988, and the word liberty. Look for any noticeable doubling of the letters or numbers. If you find any, it could be an error coin. You'll also want to pay attention to the overall condition of the coin. Coins with minimal wear are much more valuable. Another key tip is to get your rare find professionally graded. Coins that are graded by trusted organizations like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, will fetch a much higher price. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Coin collecting can be a fun hobby, but it can also turn into something far more lucrative than you might expect. The 1988 double die nickel is a perfect example of how a small mistake in the minting process can lead to a massive payday. Next time you reach into your pocket or your coin jar, take a moment to inspect your 1988 nickels closely. You never know. One could be hiding in plain sight, just waiting to make you a millionaire. Thanks for watching today's episode. If you enjoyed learning about rare coins, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing discoveries. Who knows? You might just find the next big coin treasure hidden in your own collection. Until next time, happy collecting!